Your life is short. Learn English. Live fully. If you had only 10,000 days left, would you still say, I will study English tomorrow? That question echoed in my mind last week when I opened an old notebook. Its pages were filled with English words and unfinished promises. On one page, I had written, continue tomorrow. But tomorrow never came. For a moment, I just sat there, staring at the faded ink. I remembered who I was back then, a girl full of motivation, yet always waiting for the right time to begin. Waiting for less stress, waiting for more courage, waiting for something that never truly arrives. Hi, I am Lydia, and this is Learn English Listening, a quiet place for people who want to grow wiser, not just more fluent. We learn English here, yes, but more than that, we learn how to listen to life. I want to ask you something before we go deeper. Which city are you listening from, and what time is it there right now? Morning, evening, or the quiet middle of the night? Tell me below. I love knowing where these words travel. Maybe English is not just another subject. Maybe it is the mirror of your life. When you delay one, you delay the other. When you start one, you awaken both. So as you listen today, do not think of studying as something to finish. Think of it as a way to live more awake. Because the truth is simple. Time is passing anyway. The question is, are you using it to survive or to grow? That is what we will discover together. Have you noticed how fast a week disappears when every day feels the same? Wake up, work, scroll, sleep, then repeat. It feels like time just evaporates. The same thing happens with English. Many people listen every day but remember almost nothing. It is not because they are lazy, it is because their brain has stopped paying attention. When everything looks familiar, your brain goes on sleep mode. It saves energy by skipping what it already expects. That is why, even after hours of study, you may feel stuck at the same level. I remember a time I stopped learning for 6 months. Every morning looked identical. I would open a textbook, listen to a podcast, and close it again. Nothing stayed in my mind. I thought I was unmotivated, but the truth was simpler. I was bored. Then one day, I changed one small thing. I started writing one real sentence about my life each day. Sometimes it was just, the rain is heavy today. Other times, I miss my friend. But something woke up inside me. Suddenly, English became alive again. Our brain records emotion, not repetition. It remembers surprise, not sameness. So the secret is not studying harder, it is living wider. Have you ever felt that life was moving faster than your progress? That feeling comes when your days lose their edges. You can fix that by changing the texture of your learning. Try a new voice. Watch a different accent. Write to someone instead of only reading. Your brain will open its eyes again. Your brain remembers emotions, not lessons. So let English become emotional again. Let it connect to your real life, your real stories, your real heart. There is a hidden key inside the way we feel time. Scientists call it psychological time. It means that your days can feel long or short depending on how alive you are inside them. One new experience can stretch a single day into a story. I still remember the first time I dared to speak English with a stranger. My voice trembled, my heart raced. But those 5 minutes felt like a whole morning. I walked home smiling because I had done something new. That single act made the day feel unforgettable. When you do something new, your mind opens new folders of memory. That is why children feel that summers last forever. Everything they see is new. Adults, however, repeat patterns until time becomes a blur. To make time expand again, add small doses of newness into your learning. Why, a different path, a new podcast, or a journal entry written in your heart's tone. Let me teach you 3 English phrases that carry this secret. The first is, make the most of something. It means to use your time or situation in the best possible way. When you study, do not just listen. Feel the words. Reflect on them. Make the most of each minute. The second phrase is break the routine. It means to step outside your usual pattern. Study in a park. Change your playlist. Let your mind notice that something is different. And the third phrase is step out of your comfort zone. It means to do something that feels slightly scary but full of potential. Every time you do that, time widens. You grow. You cannot make time longer, but you can make it wider. Live each minute awake. That is how learning becomes living. That is how English becomes a map of your courage. We often overestimate what we can do in one day and underestimate what we can do in 1 year. The same is true with English. You try to do everything in one evening and end up exhausted. Then you quit for a week and start again. But one small phrase a day, one consistent step, can reshape your entire future. Progress hides inside quiet repetition. It is the little by little that changes everything. There is a phrase I love. Consistency is key. It means steady effort opens every locked door. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up. I once read a comment from a listener in Manila. She wrote, "I used to give up every week. Now I just learn 5 words a day. It feels small, but I have never felt prouder." That message stayed with me. It reminded me that growth is not a race. It is a rhythm. When you learn English, think of it like planting seeds. You do not shout at the ground to make the plants grow faster. You water them daily and trust time to do its work. Ask yourself this. What small habit are you trying to build this month? Maybe it is reading 1 paragraph a day. Maybe it is listening to 1 story on your way to work. Whatever it is, honor it. Protect it like a small fire that can light your whole path. It is not the clock that shapes your life. It is the rhythm you choose to live by. When your rhythm is gentle but steady, your life becomes music. And that music can be sung in any language, especially the one you are learning right now. You are not behind. You are exactly where your story needs you to be. I know how heavy comparison can feel. You see others speaking faster, studying harder, posting their perfect progress online. But what you do not see is the quiet patience behind every strong learner. Life is like a cup of tea. If you keep stirring nonstop, the water never clears. Sometimes learning means stopping, breathing, letting the lessons settle inside you. There is a practice I call slow learning. It means doing less but understanding more. When you focus deeply on a single phrase, your mind opens layers of meaning you would have missed by rushing. So, take a pause right now. Close your eyes if you can. Breathe in through your nose. Feel the air move through your chest. Exhale slowly. This moment counts too. This is learning. The world may tell you that success means speed, but wisdom knows that stillness also moves mountains. When you slow down, you start hearing what life is whispering. And sometimes, it whispers in English. When you first heard the number 10,000 days, maybe it sounded frightening. But now you know those days can hold meaning far beyond the number itself. You know how to make time wider, how to fill each day with something alive. Every minute you use to grow, in English, in kindness, in courage, becomes a small piece of eternity. The lessons you learn today will still echo years from now, shaping how you speak, how you think, and how you love. At this moment, you stand between comfort and growth. Which path will you take? The safe one that repeats what you already know, or the brave one that opens new words and new worlds? Take a deep breath. Let it remind you that you are alive and learning. Your next word could change everything. If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs a new start today. Leave a comment below. Tell me the habit you will keep and subscribe so we can keep walking together. One word, one wiser day at a time. Because life may be short, but every word you learn can make it wider, brighter, more and more alive.